Hey everybody, welcome to Cheap Comic Collector. This is episode number 29, I believe. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And today we're going to be looking at some books I just recently read. Starting off with the my first issue of World War Hulk. This is number 4 of 5. And, I'm familiar with the World War Hulk storyline. As much as, the Hulk returned to Earth after the Illuminati shot him into space and he wanted revenge. That's pretty much all I know about it. I haven't read any of the issues other than this one, and as you can see from this checklist, there was a whole lot of issues that go with that storyline. But this is number 4 of 5, so we're going to take a look at it. The cover was cool. The artwork throughout was pretty cool. It's done well. Got a bunch of credits down here. It doesn't really say who does what. The cover is by people I'm not familiar with. But if you want to take a closer look at the credits, there it is. Just hit pause and you can read it. And yeah, the artwork is very well done for the storyline. I enjoyed it. And basically, after reading this issue, I don't really know any more about the story than I did before I started reading the issue. It's basically the Hulk fighting, and his minions fighting Doctor Strange, since he was one of the Illuminati that shot the Hulk into space. And it's a good story. Looks like John Romita Jr. artwork. And not a big fan of his art style, but it fits his story quite well. And, it's pretty much mostly a fight issue, but the dialogue was well done. Everybody seems to be in character, and it was a good issue. It makes me want to read the rest of them, which I probably have some of them. I just haven't come across them yet in my reading material piles. And but it was a good issue. We'll just kind of flip through the rest of this here. I can see why people talk about this one, and of course it's speculated that this will be in the Marvel movies at some point. And it ends with the Sentry on his way to take care of the situation, I guess. So, not a whole lot happened in that issue, but it was cool. Like I said, number 4 of 5. I haven't read 1 through 3. There was no recap, but as the dialogue progresses in the story, it was you pretty much get the gist of what's going on. So it was well written. Next up, we got XFactor number 92. I hadn't read this one since I bought it back in the 90s. So this is, I'm not sure if I still have my original copy or not. I may have. This is one of the ones that had the cool hologram covers. I know these look quite a bit cooler in the bright light. I don't know how well they show up on camera. Gonna see if I can turn my light on here and get a better look at it. See if you can see the depth of it. But the holograms were very cool. I bought all of those when they came out. Really enjoyed the holograms a lot. I wish that they had done more of them. I don't usually, not that big of a fan of gimmick covers, but this was a cool gimmick. And actually I wish that they would redo some of them and maybe do the whole cover as a hologram, since they're all about variant covers and stuff now. This was a wraparound cover too. And the artwork is very 90s. Very, very 90s style art. And the storyline was pretty straightforward. It was, you know, you didn't have to read the previous issues or the later issues to know what was going on. Sorry, I'm looking for art credits and I just not seeing them on this page, which seems like that's kind of the title page, but maybe not. And but very 90s style art, fun art. It took me a while to get used to that kind of artwork. There's the credits. And as 30 years, I think the holograms were the 30th anniversary of the X-Men. That's why they did them. Scott Lobdell, co-plotter, Joe Quesada, penciler, co-plotter, J.M. DeMatteis, script, Al Milgram, inker. So Joe Quesada art, pencil art. Like I said, very 90s, very fun. I think this is the first appearance of this guy who's not named in the issue. I looked him up, and now I don't remember what his name was. Sorry about that. But I think this is his first issue. Might not be. He just makes kind of an appearance in the sky, and that's it. And but you know, it's XFactor, 90s XFactor. Some extra preview pages in here of different things. X-Men and Avengers 30th anniversary stuff. And it was a fun issue. Like I said, it was a nice standalone story that didn't really need to tie into anything else. It does a little bit, but nothing to take away from this standalone issue. So it was a good issue to read just randomly. And like I said, I really love the holograms. So very cool. Very cool issue. Like I said, it would be cool to see a full sound, just like a bonus pinup in the back. But it would be very cool to see the holograms as a full-size cover and basically get a big one. Don't know what that would cost. You know, they might charge, who knows what they would charge to do that. I don't know. I know at the time they did these, the little ones, that there were pictures being produced that were full size, approximately the size of a comic book, a little bit bigger. And I think they were, you know, 15, 20, 25 bucks. But that was when, you know, those kind of things first came out. So, you know, I'm pretty sure they could do them cheaper than that. But and then this next issue of XFactor was number 116. Spotlight on Aurora and Wild Child, and guest starring Alpha Flight, and again, very distinct style of artwork. It's written by Howard Mackey, Steve Epting, penciler, Al Milgram, inker again. It was a fun issue too. Still very 90s artwork, as you can tell. But everybody is drawn very nicely. Everybody seems to be in character. Everything. It was a good issue. It was. Have some subplots that go on, you know, from before and continue afterwards. But at the same time, it's kind of a continuing or a standalone story for the most part. Again, so it was a fun issue. It was readable without having to have a recap, which, you know, they didn't provide anyway. And but it was fun. It was a good issue. X-Men number 58. It had to happen. Gambit versus Magneto. So when I first opened this, I saw Storm here. The art is a little bit different. Kind of cartoony, kind of not. I like the way Storm looks, so I wasn't too disappointed in the artwork at first. This one's from 98, 96, can't tell. I'm old, my eyes don't work. But Spotlight's definitely on Storm and Gambit and Rogue in this issue. Stories by Scott Labdell and Ralph Macchio. Test pencils by Bernard Chang. Inks by John Noldredge or John Moldredge, something like that. Somebody I don't know. But, Gambit looks okay. Storm looks okay. The artwork is good until we get to Rogue. And she looks good in these panels, but then there's one panel here that just made me go, ooh. That was the best they could do. And we should be getting to that in a second. There it is. Very, I don't know, just, it's okay. It's just not, I don't know, too skinny, I guess, to be realistic. And then this one, too, is just like, this wasn't a cartoon series. This is it's supposed to be the main X-Men series. So, anyway, not a bad issue. It was nothing great. Kind of a filler issue, really. It continued a couple storylines. Nice to see JJJ show up in an X-Men book. But overall, it was okay. Nothing too bad to complain about. And then this one is X-Men number 61 from 97. So again, 90s book. Nice Juggernaut versus Storm cover. Got the blue-skinned angel at the front, trying to get into a room. And Betsy Braddock being attacked by the Crimson Dawn. Which I remember, I don't think I had this issue, but I remember the Crimson Dawn being in a couple of issues that I did have. So this might be like the beginning of that storyline, and I kind of remember this guy. Let's see. Seems like there should be some credits here somewhere. The Labdell. Yeah, I don't. That's as far as they did the credits. So Scott Labdell obviously did the storyline, and after that, I don't really know. So I hate it when they try to be cute with the credits. Why can't they just give people the credit where it's due? But artwork's good. Storyline was okay. It was a little bit, story was a little bit hard to follow. I didn't quite know exactly what was going on with this girl that they were fighting over, but it was all right. I got the gist of it. It just was a little hard to follow at one point what exactly was going on. A couple ads on the back. Nice Incredible Hulk ad there. And that was it. That's what I'm reading. What in the World War Hulk are you reading? Let me know in the comments. And I will see you next time.